Welcome to my podcast. I'm your host, Mike Del Ferro, and in this series, The Echoes of Toots, I talk to outstanding harmonica players from all over the world about Toots Thielemans. I had the great honor to play with Toots for 10 years. He passed away in 2016, and in the last years I've been doing a Toots tribute all over the world with many harmonica players. In these episodes, I talk to several harmonica players about their musical journey, how Toots influenced their music, and how they found their own voice on the harmonica with such an influential musician like Toots. I'm sitting here with Pablo Fagundes, a wonderful harmonica player from Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. He is a very charismatic, energetic harmonica player, also a great entrepreneur. He has been organizing house concerts for 10 years in his house in Brasilia, which became a huge success. And I'm going to talk to him about many things. Pablo, thank you so much for joining.
Hey, Mike Del Ferro. It's a pleasure for me to talk to you. And it's really great to have you ask me something about my job, my life. Will be nice. Let's go.
Yeah. So, you're a fascinating figure. I mean, so we had the pleasure a while ago. I was touring in Brazil, and then you invited me to play at one of your very successful house concerts. And this was not like a concert for 10 people. This was an extremely well-organized professional concert venue. A lot of people with food, with professional catering, a chef, incredible sound, incredible musicians. So that's the level you operate. How did these house concerts come about?
Yeah, this house concert come like after I travel for United States and France, and then I have a concert there, a good concert, plus some house concert. So I saw this, I had this experience in the past, and then I try to organize something here in my house in Brazil, and then we have a space. We build a space for do that. It's my office, but also become a show place. So we start in 2016. The first show that we had, it was with Chris Styles Bacon. It's a beatbox American guy. It's a rapper. I think it's rapper, the name that can explain how this guy do. He sing, he play percussion, and then do some raps. And I have a job with these guys, and I take this opportunity to have the first one. You did the last one. So between this space, we learn how to do the things. But I do this house concert to create an atmosphere for music, for create music, for playing music. So and everything, everything's come around is like food, some drinks, and hospitality. It's the thing that I love to do, like the people do for me when I travel, when I play in some place. Someone have a good hospitality, someone don't have a good hospitality. So I love that side. the people want to have music. So the Som em Casa is a place that we do with too much love. It's like, man, we do for passion, And right now, this place is like a place for a good networking, because the people come here. The people already know the Som Lá em Casa, and the people come to see other people, but everyone have some connection with the culture, with the music. So it's is that's it. It's the Som Lá em Casa, like you did in my house. A big show from Mike Del Ferro here.
Yeah, but it's true. When as soon I walked into the house, because I also
Mm,
stayed with you, you had like
uh-huh.
a guest room. We have a guest room. I felt the incredible love, the respect, the hospitality. I must say, this is also something in general in Brazil, which is great. We can learn a lot from this in Europe. It's also a very Brazilian thing, but um, um, yeah, and also the quality of the food. It was really amazing. I mean, like I said before, it's a really like a professional concert. How many have you done so far?
We did 80, 80, 81, I think,
Yeah,
81 shows, 81 Som Lá em Casa. It's like 10 by year, like this.
yeah, yeah. For the
Each year,
listeners, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. A lot about 10 a year. Yeah, for the listeners, som em casa means sounds at the house. Correct? Sounds
exactly,
from the house.
exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
yeah, and I was also, because the network there is also quite incredible, I must say, because Brasilia, of course, is the capital of Brazil. So all the embassies are based there, and there were a lot of ambassadors, and everybody like reserves their Saturday night to attend these house concerts. It's a big thing.
Yeah, no, it is, and we have a project to show the embassy for the people through the videos and through the music, uh, and mixed with the culture. We did one in Belgian embassy. Uh, it was great. If the people want to know uh, how how beautiful is one embassy in particular. Each one have your own style, and in this video, I show the embassy. I talk to the ambassador, and I play some music from Jacques Brel and Toots Thielemans.
Yeah, yeah. Lovely. Yeah, we'll get to Toots a little bit later.
Uh-huh.
Because I also wanted to ask you about you personally. We've been talking about the house concerts, but
Okay.
you're amazing harmonica player, and also we played together at the house concert. But also, you took me to the Club de Choro, and then I noticed your incredible knowledge about Brazilian music, choro, the whole repertory. Can you tell me a little bit more about your musical background, your musical development?
Yes. I think I take the same way that the harmonica players starter. I start with the blues. I think it's the most common channel to start to play harmonica. Uh, Especially when I start, is like a long time ago. So we don't have we didn't have internet when I start, so I just start play harmonica by ear, and keep with the diatonic like many years. I never I'm away with my diatonic, but today I'm work with chromatic harmonica, and then when I finish, because I'm a florist engineer, when I finished this course in 2002, I decide only music in my life, whole 100%, because I split with this course like 5 years stud, some chemicals and mathematics, and then tonight and tonight, sorry, my English. And
No
then
worries.
at night, I play. So like I split my life during 5 years. And then in 2002, I decided just play harmonica and play music for life. And after that, I decide to find something in my culture and play in my instrument that is my passion. So I start to learn Brazilian music, and uh, and I spent many hours to learn repertoire, right? Repertoire,
Repertory. Yeah.
repertory.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time, and in Brazil is not uh, harmonica, and at that time is not a popular instrument, and without internet, without the things, man, we don't have a lot of influence in Brazil. I have Maurício Einhorn and Rio do Hora, Edu da Gaita, but uh, it's only I'm sorry.
For such a big country, there are not too many harmonica players somehow.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then and then I decide to look for other instruments like mandolin and accordion, and I take the solos from these instruments and put in my harmonica. And then I think after years, uh, I find this way, especially when I start to play Brazilian music. I have a lot of things to do, because the people when know that, oh, this music can play with, you can play this music with your harmonica. And when people realize that, okay, my landscape open, like a lot of work to do, because I learn my culture. I play harmonica in Brazilian music. So I don't know if I can explain in English
No,
right.
it's very. It's, no, no, no. Don't worry about your English. But you're basically saying that to add to incorporate the harmonica into Brazilian music, you kind of added a fresh sound to Brazilian music.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I keep in this way. I love to play jazz. I try to play jazz, but I feel good when I play Brazilian music. So, but I love challenge, like your repertoire. Like, hey man, have something there. I need to learn, and I
Yeah.
take my time and I learn your music to play with you, and I do this with everyone that I have opportunity to work. I think this is a good way to keep working. You know what I mean?
And to
You
grow.
to grow and keep working. If you do
Yeah.
that with 100% that you have to to give with this job, is possible that you play one more time with this gig. You know what I mean?
Of
So
course. Of course.
I
You
say
know, I teach especially young people. I mean, I'm not that old myself, but I have this course, networking and self management for musicians. And I also have a separate podcast from this, and it's quite successful. And I always say to every young musician, starting musician, like a successful career in music is 200%. It's 100% playing great, and the other 100% is mentality. And this is a great example of mentality. You know, if you are always very dedicated, whoever you play with, whoever invites you or whatever, whoever sends you a tune to play, and you just make sure you nail it and you play it well, that's a great ticket to more work, more contacts. People will invite you. You know, that can expand internationally. Because I was actually pleasantly surprised by the way you and the guys, the rhythm section, also had prepared my music. It's really, I mean, because I arrived the same day. I had like a horrible flight with the it's called the red eye, terrible time flying times, and tired, only slept 3 hours, and we rehearsed like 1 hour and was fine. And I really appreciated that. And it's true, because now I have like, man, I'm going to, I would love to work with you again in the future because of the way you treated the music in a very professional, respectful way. And that's what I try to do with other people as well. It's important. That's what expands. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
important.
I love to learn uh, like music that you wrote, like, because when people play my music like you play in Só Lá em Casa we play flauta privada, right?
Yeah,
It's like, man, it's for me, it's the way, the mix, the culture. Okay, you play some baião, really baião from
yeah,
Brazilian guy, and I play some jazz
yeah,
from Holland guy. So we
yeah,
we I learn a lot when I take my time to learn new music from some new composer,
yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
I got criticized sometimes that they say, "Yeah, Mike, you're always traveling and you always play with local musicians," which is a terrible word because everywhere in the world there are fantastic musicians. The word local sounds terrible, but okay, you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I got criticized like, "Yeah, where's your band sound? You play always with the same people." And I always say, no, it's the other way around. When I go to, let's say, Brazil or to Africa, wherever I go on the planet, and I play with people who have such a strong culture, even songs I've been playing for many years, they sound fresh because everybody gives their own, their own. It's whether it's a rhythmical thing or a harmonical thing, it doesn't matter. People put their original taste into the music, the original culture, and it makes things sound totally fresh. That's what I love about it. That's why traveling is so enriching. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy my podcast, then please subscribe, leave a rating, and a review. Please visit my website, mikedelferro.com, where you also will find links to my other podcast, Self-Management for Musicians. You will also find links to my music and my socials. And of course, please share this podcast with anyone interested. Nothing beats the word of mouth. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
Pedro Almeida did in your music with the drums, right?
man, what a
This
drummer. What a drummer.
this
Pedro Almeida. Check him out, everybody.
uh,
Wow.
this this
Yeah.
guy I play always in my quartet, my trio. It's Pedro Almeida with me, and
Yeah.
he know all my music. If I write some new music, if I put some new music, he take the sheet music and start to think how groove I put here.
Yeah.
Man, it's very nice to work with musician like Pedro Almeida, Milton Pinheiro, né?
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful players. It's a great scene in Brasilia, actually, because everybody always talks about Rio, Sao Paulo. Of course, there is a lot of music in both cities and Bahia, wherever you go in Brazil, Porto Alegre. But Brasilia has a serious music scene, right?
Yeah, I think the choro uh, brings some good music for Brasilia. Like, we have a lot of meetings like Roda de Choro, like you went with me. We have a lot of place that have one table and great musician playing and have some beer. It's like informal thing, but the music is high level,
Wow,
and
yes.
and then this is my my way to grow. Like, okay, if I want to sit with this guy, I need to play the music like some choro, like like them. So that's, I think this is. But if you don't go if you don't search places like that, you don't see the good music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you go like pop, some pop, like, you don't have a good music, like other place, right?
Yeah, and you have to know the locals or the local musicians. Again, that terrible word "local," but in this way, but it's very convenient sometimes because without you, and then we went after the Club de Choro. We went to this. There was like a percussion festival because some
Ooh,
musician told us like, "Hey," and then there was like an incredible evening, and you even didn't know it was happening. That was amazing.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brasilia is they have also uh, um, regional music from Brazil, like maracatu, frevo, uh, baião. In that place, they have a boi. It's other style, like they have a, how do you say, call boi, né? is
yeah,
a it's a They have some dancer and music, and percussion, and you have these like everywhere.
yeah,
Every time, every weekend we have something like that. But I did a lot. I go with you because, like, I want to show you, you know for you feel this culture. But right now I have childs in my house. I need to take
yeah,
care for my daughter, so I don't go a lot like I did in the past. But it is a part of construction of Brazilian musician. I got it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brazil has this flow, so that's the great thing. I think it's also in other places in Latin America. I've experienced the same thing. In the morning, you never know what's going to happen in the evening, especially in terms of music. You go, someone invites you to go to they play somewhere, and hey, there's someone playing there, and this kind of flow is so unique, especially in Brazil. It's really amazing because we ended up in at this percussion festival, and it was really totally a big amazing event. Oh man, I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah,
this is with some support from government. The government from Brasilia, they have some support for events like this. They pay for a structure, they pay for artists, and then you have a free event to to feeding
yeah, yeah,
culture feeding.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's very beautiful because Brasilia is kind of a um, surreal city, huh? and and like we like we know in Europe, like Brasilia, it's like a constructed city. It's in the form of an airplane. It's all the government is there. So from the outside, there is always like, yeah, there's a little bit this stiff place, or not so, but it's really happening. There's so much incredible music there. It's wonderful.
Yeah, the people need to discover Brasilia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because when you discover the good way in Brasilia, man, you want to come back. I'm
yeah,
sure. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well,
It's like
that's I can't
it,
wait to come back.
it's I have a lot of friends that stud music in Brasilia and then go to Rio and São Paulo, and I have opportunities before, but oh, I'm sorry. I have a I think sometimes I want to do that, but today I don't care about that, because in Brasilia we have a lot of good musician. I can play with a really strong quartet here, and I can travel with this musician around the world. So
Yeah.
uh, I think Brasilia is it's a good place to have a quality for life. You know what I mean? We have a space here. We When you compare to Rio and São Paulo, you know what I mean? So for me, it's my patient. I love my city.
Yeah, and it's also compared to other cities. In my perception, it's quite safe as well. So also big difference with other cities. In Brazil, you have to be careful, and yeah, and it's, I mean, great places to play, incredible infrastructure. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah, it's wonderful. Brasilia is something else. Yeah,
It's great.
um,
The people think, oh, it's a political place,
yeah,
like you said, but man, we have more than this.
yeah. Plus, in your case, I mean, I mean, you are now known all over the country, and the flight connections in Brazil are incredible. You can fly anywhere within a couple of hours. So, I mean,
Yes.
because you were born and raised in Brasilia, right?
Yes, I born here.
Yeah, yeah. So let's move a little bit to Toots. Um,
Okay.
and this is the question, I'm asking everyone. Actually, two questions. How has he influenced you? And have you ever met him? That's also a question. And later, I want to ask you, how do you find your own style being a harmonica player with Toots being so influential?
Okay. I have a opportunity to talk to Toots uh, 3 times in my life. One time it was when he played at the Canecão in Rio de Janeiro, and me and others great harmonica player from Brazil come together to see this show, and after we talk, it was great. But in that time I don't have a uh, uh, it's true, it's crowd, is a lot of people there. Okay, I talk fast with him, take a picture, but later I when I play in Fortaleza, Guaramiranga, a big festival, jazz festival there, and Toots are the big name of this festival. I'm play at the same festival with my quartet, and then wait for show from Toots, né? Wait for the moment. And then they have a open check sound from the red lines, like Toots Thielemans when check the sound for the
Oh,
concert.
sound check.
Sound check, sorry.
Sound check. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They do something like open sound check, and if you want to see how they sound check, uh, it, it's possible in that time, in that festival. So I went there, and the producer saw me on the oh my god,
On the stage.
on the stage,
He saw you at the venue. Yes.
yeah, at the venue, and asked me to talk to Toots, ask something for Toots, and then I go to the stage and I talk to Toots, and I ask, uh, why Toots, you don't play in 64, you love 48, and he said me, oh, because in 48 uh, fits everything that I need. So I don't know if I translate it.
No, but just for the listener, can you explain the difference between 64 and 48?
Yes, 64 is it's a big harmonica, 4 octave. We have one plus a bass octave. than when you have a 48. 48, it's harmonica, just 12 holes. So you have 3 octaves, and the 64 you have 16 holes and fit 4 octave. It's a octave in, I think in jazz is not really usable. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yes,
good.
yeah.
And but in chorinho, it's, man, I I need these low notes to play chorinho. Uh, but uh, Toots can um, do everything with just 3 octaves. It's crazy. It's amazing. And then after this moment, when I go to the backstage before the show, I talk one more time. Ah, no, sorry. In that moment, I take my harmonica and I play some music from Mauricio Einhorn, and Toots take his harmonica and play with me. It's a moment that I save for for whole life. And then, okay, I play with Toots. Like, oh man, it's something that I can't imagine that will happen. And I'm so glad. And after that, I go to the backstage and talk to Toots one more time. Hey, Toots, uh, and he said, "Oh, do you know why I play harmonica? It's because uh, this instrument, I can bend the notes and I can do my how do you say my feels, my
Your soul,
my soul, yeah, my soul through this band, like and he get my harmonica and play the chromatic harmonica without the key. He, ah, where yours harmonica, give me, take the harmonica and so when I hear this, oh, come on, these guys, it's in the future. It's this, how do you say, in the
ahead
front.
of his time, ahead of his
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
exactly, man.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
and but my sound, I love Toots. I play some tributes. I love to play Toots, but my sound, I think, is not, it's not the same way to the Toots. I think I take another venue, another street, and and come to the Brazilian music. But Toots have a big influence for me in Brazilian music also, because he record with Sivuca a whole album, and and I saw the DVD. It's crazy. It stood like a Brazilian guy with t-shirts, like Brazilian t-shirt, and walk to the markets, streets with Sivuca. So it's
So
very
cool.
interesting. If the people want to search in YouTube, put Toots Thielemans and Sivuca, and you can see this image. And he record with Elis Regina. He do the 2 CDs, the Brazil project. Man, it's, for me, it's a big influence, because a Belgian guy uh, put all the thing, because he's a big musician, like, and put your energy in our music. So I'm glad that Toots did this for our music.
Oh man, he loved Brazilian music. he talked about it a lot actually, and he said something um, harmonically about Brazilian music, which I think is so beautiful. He said in Brazilian music, usually in music, when you play a minor chord, there is a little bit this more like sad
Mhm,
feeling, and he
mhm.
said in Brazilian music, sometimes the minor chord can sound like a major chord or something alegre, like
Happy.
joyful.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's the word saudade, which you have, which is kind of hard to explain. Something in between something melancholic or something in between and happiness. But and I since he said that, I started analyzing Brazilian music. I realized it's so true. You guys have placed the minor chord in places where it sounds really happy, and that's
Yes.
such a powerful thing. And yeah,
In chorinho, we have a lot of minor chorinhos, like, okay, D minor choro. Man, when you hear the music, it's like for dance, for,
yeah,
it's not, because choro is crying. When you translate, choro
yeah,
means
chorar, yeah, yeah,
crying.
yeah.
So, but the music can put you to cry, but can put also you happy, and you know.
In my perception, whenever I listen to Shoru, it sounds quite happy. It, it's not like a sad Jobim song or something like that, or from Chico Buarque, something more melancholic. To me,
Mhm.
Shoru sounds very very positive.
Yeah,
Very.
let's play some choro, Mike Del Ferro. Let's play some choro.
Yeah, well, what happens when you brought me to the Shoru place and you invited me to play with all these incredible musicians? There was also this lady with the pandero. Oh my god, the percussionist.
Larissa Maitá.
Oh my god, yeah. I'll put everything you were talking about in the show notes of this podcast. I'll put all the links. I'll
Ah,
also
okay.
put the link. I'll find the YouTube video of Toots with Zivuka, and I'll put it
Ah,
all there. And your website with your home concerts. But then I was um, you invited me to, and there was a keyboard there, but I didn't know most of the songs. I mean, I know the Brazilian standards, and then you said to me, and I'm going to ask you about this. I won't forget. You said, you have to learn 10 Shoru songs, and when you know them, then you can easily go to a lot of Shoru jam sessions and sit in. So
yes,
yeah,
this is a good idea, man.
yeah. I'm waiting for that list, Pablo. You have to send me that
I
list.
I will send you the list and the sheet music.
Yeah,
I will do
yeah,
complete the
yeah. And
10,
then and then
10.
and then that's my turn to do my homework and learn your music.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Nice,
Right.
man.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And
very.
finding your own style. Well, you already mentioned something like you incorporated in Brazilian music, but what always fascinates me doing the Toots tribute, meeting so many great harmonica players, and they kind of seem to sometimes struggle with finding their own voice because he was so influential, such a unique instrument. He was a pioneer, a genius, etc., etc. So, how did you find your own style, which
Yeah,
you have?
I find my own style. I, man, this is something like you don't have exactly time, and and the people sometimes said, oh, you have that song, you have, but it's something like I think it's always changing. It's like uh, with time it's more mature, and you know what I mean. I don't think when I can remember, okay, since that time I find my song. No, and I never uh, think about that.
That's great.
I don't play like, oh, I need to find my song. It's like I just do, like I said, like I I hear the seven string guitar. Sometimes the people said me, oh, how do you find these lines? How do you do some contrapunct like this, man, this is natural. It's like, okay, I I I take from seven string guitar. I hear the seven string. I play the same in my instrument, and then I think this is like you build the your song, and then it's not when you find your song and then keep with this. I don't know. I think always I'm changed, but my I know that I know when I play, I put my soul, I put my experience that I have in that moment, and then when finish the show, next day, okay, keep working, keep keep playing, and then when you have another opportunity, you put everything. So when people watch you play, like, I think feel, oh, this guy have your own sound. But I don't think I I search for, you know, I do my job. I think
It kind of came naturally rather than trying to somehow bypass
exactly.
Toots or do something different. Because that's the thing. A lot of harmonica players I talked to and I played with, they told me. But I'm happy for you. You don't have this challenge. You know, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
And I
no.
hear it. I hear a unique harmonica player. I don't hear a Toots clone. But I always find it intrigues me how harmonica players treat this issue.
Yeah, no, because I think the musician don't need to lost time to find I think it's my opinion. Like, no, man, just if you are a harmonica player, just keep playing. And something is very important. If you wanna find uh, your style, is just learn music from the style that you wanna play good, and maybe your song can born there.
Yeah.
When you find the style that you love to play, you love to hang. When, I don't know, it's like, keep playing, and your sound, it's will be with you. Like,
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you
mm.
for these wise words and for this interview.
Oh, thank you, Mike Del Ferro. For
Thank you,
me,
Pablo Fagundes.
for me, is like, man, I feel with you like an old friend.
Yeah,
We spend like 2 days together, but I learned from you, from your videos, from your podcast. It's very, very, very good podcast. And when I hear you talking in your podcast, so I I think this guy is like, do the a lot of things in the same way like me. I'm realize when you explain about points from musician career, it's like, man, this is the right way to understand this, to do that. It's very, very good for everyone, and for professionals also, right? For me, it's like, I loved when you said like, oh, I will play with the drum from Jarrett.
yeah, oh yeah, Jack Jeanette. Yeah,
Exactly. I will play him, and, man, but I'm not Kate Jarrett. So have fun, man. Have fun
yeah,
and do your job, and put your soul, put your music, and have fun.
yeah. That's what Jack said to me when I was playing with Keith at a big concert. Sorry, when I was playing with him at
Uh huh.
in trio at a big concert hall in Taiwan, and I was so nervous because you get the Keith Jarrett syndrome. Like, I thought, no, I'm not Keith Jarrett. I'm Mike Del Ferro, and and how can I ever get to this level? Yeah, and then he came up to me and said, "You just remember one thing when you get on that stage, and that's have fun." And he came so close
Uh
that I
huh.
could even smell his breath. And he looked at me with this intense, yeah. And then and then it's, and it, and in a way, it sounds simplistic. And I realized, man, it's so valuable what he's saying here,
Yeah.
because we simply forget if we are in a kind of a stressful environment with new people or whatever, that sometimes we tend to forget that playing music is all about having fun. And that's when it starts happening.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel the same when Mike Del Ferro come to play with me in my house concerts. Like, oh, I'm not Toots, but I want to have fun with this guy. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, but that's, that's such a, I don't think like that. I don't go like, oh, I hear a great harmonica player from Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, with his own voice, also being a master in Brazilian music. All the rhythms. You have your country is a musical planet on Earth, and all the music from all the all the regions. And I don't go like, oh, this guy is not too. I never. I'm not into comparing musicians.
Yeah, no, but this is it's the mindset that we need to set, right? When
Yeah.
you have a, for me it's a kind of challenge play with you, but I know you don't expect that I'm Toots. Like I know because any nobody can be Toots. I mean, it's like
No, no, but and it's not about expectation. It's about appreciation for someone with a unique voice like you.
no, okay, I got you. But
Yeah.
I talk about my what I feel before meeting you personally. That's why I'm prepared to have your music like done. Try
Yeah.
to, right. So
Yeah, yeah, but I understand what you're saying, because in all honesty, what I was just saying about about Jack DeJohnette playing with Jack, you know, it's like you're playing with Jack DeJohnette, and you don't want to think like, oh, Jack doesn't think I'm Keith Jarrett,
exactly,
but Jack is not like that. He's a
exactly,
beautiful human being.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the right way to think when you have challenge like this, right?
Yeah, he said to me once, he said, I love to play with Herbie because of how Herbie breaks up the rhythm, all these rhythmical patterns
Hmm.
and polyrhythm, rhythmical stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he said, and I love to play with Danilo Perez because Danilo really has this incredible Latin feel. So he mentioned a couple of pianist people he loves to play with because of their assets, their special thing. And he said, when it comes to Keith, it's just because I think Keith Jarrett is the most incredible improviser in the world because he never ever repeats himself. That's what I appreciate. He said, but if it comes to playing Latin, I don't play with Keith if I want to play with a Latin feel or
Uh-huh.
with someone who does a lot of polyrhythmical stuff. Then I have to play with Herbie. So in that way he kind of compares, but it's not like he doesn't compare it like, oh, this musician is better than anyone else. He just sees the individual value of people he loves to play with, and that was a big insight for me.
Yeah, it's when it is to take to have a good sound and in style. You need to take some good musician that influence you to play that that style. Like you said, Latin. Wow, let's play with another musician, right? If
Yeah,
you wanna, if yeah, it's the smart thing.
yeah. I mean, the same with Brazil. I mean, you know, I always knew about Brazilian music. I've been listening to it for many many years, but only since I've been playing in Brazil a lot, I really, and I still think I'm only starting, but I start understanding a little bit about the true feeling and the deepness of this music, to get it in your system, because if you're born in a country, it's called the Netherlands. It means the low country. We have a totally different culture. We don't have this rhythmical, harmonical, and melodical culture which you guys have. So I have to come from far to play this music, and I've got unique opportunities to play with people like you. And only now I start going like, okay, I think I start to understand a little bit now or how it really feels to play this music, and I'm just very grateful for that. It's,
Yeah,
uh, so
that's
I'll keep coming back, Pablo.
yeah. I waiting for that.
Yeah, no, we'll do more. And again, I'm going to put all the links, your link from your website, your Insta, whatever. I'll put everything in the description of this podcast, in the show
Great.
notes, so people can find your music, and also about your house concerts. I'll put everything there so people will have
That's
yeah, and of course your great playing.
that's
Uh,
great. Thank you for share this all these links, and thank you for inviting me, man. I love to talk to you. I wanna keep close.
we will. Thank you so much. Obrigado.
Valeu, Mike. Valeu. Abraço.
Abraço. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy my podcast, then please subscribe, leave a rating, and a review. Please visit my website, mikedelferro.com, where you also will find links to my other podcast, Self-Management for Musicians. You will also find links to my music and my socials. And of course, please share this podcast with anyone interested. Nothing beats the word of mouth. Thank you.